Up next on the Day Beer Review, we're looking at Agam Kuam. This is an Imperial Stout brewed with masala chai spices. What is that word?
Jaegery?
Jaegery tea and aged on Indian vanilla and masala chai spices. So this is a complex one. Up next on the Day Beer Review. I'm not even going to try that intro again. Hi everybody, welcome to the Day Beer Review. It's Rich and I am once again with my friend James, and we are looking at another offering by Nightmare Brewing. Last one I looked at was the Reaping, which was a whopping 22.5%. Yeah, it was a beast. I was scared to open it. It was the darkest beer I've ever seen in my life. This is actually no slouch either. This is 15.6% alcohol by volume. Again, I hope the can art, I know it comes out, like they're a death metal type of brewery, so their can art is always sort of like scary stuff. A lot of skulls and fire and zombies and all of that.
Yeah, some sort of heavy metal album work I'm looking at right now.
I mean, you're the British person here, James. I see tea and aged on Indian vanilla. Do you know what masala chai spices are?
Well, masala is like an Indian, like a tikka masala. I don't.
No idea.
I don't know how this, if it's the same, and how this correlates to what we're about to try right now. I don't know.
Just don't know. So we'll crack it open. And you know, the last time I opened the beer by Nightmare, I think I described it as like looking into the abyss. So actually I'm already getting something. Yeah. I don't know what. Now we are using stout glasses for this one. Let's do the pour and let's see. Oh, and actually that's sort of a lighter brown than I expected. Little bit of head. Not a tremendous amount. So, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch of sort of a light head. Definitely some lacing on the glass. Definitely some legs, which I'm not surprised at 15.6. James, I'm giving you the heavier pour. James and I have done a couple of reviews this evening, and I am starting to feel those reviews as we go through. Actually, I got pretty close. I did.
That was pretty close.
All right, so let's see what it smells like first, because I don't even know what to expect from this one. I'm getting tea.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know. It almost smells like that. It's not English breakfast. It's that tea. What the hell is it? The Earl Grey.
Earl Grey, yeah.
It almost has like a medicinal.
It's got like a, it's almost like a lavender kind of aroma, a kind of perfumey kind of. Yes. I'm not a fan of the Earl Grey tea for that reason.
No, I don't like Earl Grey at all. Which like I'm sort of surprised by that. But yeah, there's definitely an Earl Grey tea. I have to give thanks right now. Kevin got me this when they did their release, and they had released. The Reaping, and he got me one of these as well. It's definitely a lighter beer. I expected from Nightmare for it to just be jet black, but this is sort of like a very dark brown. Definitely more carbonation than I saw in the Reaping. Yeah, I'm not getting any vanilla. I am getting that Earl Grey all over. This reminds me of that London Fog Bourbon County we had a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I remember that?
I enjoyed that one.
Did you? Okay, that I think was also Earl Grey. Yeah, to me Earl Grey always smells medicinal.
It's very perfumey. Yeah. It's got that funny. I
mean, the nose on this is interesting. It is. There's more there than I expected. All right. It doesn't matter what it smells like. Let's see what it tastes like. You nailed it, dude. There's lavender up and down this thing.
Yeah.
This is the most unexpected beer I've ever had. There's a bitterness on the back of the tongue. There's a ton of lavender, right?
Yeah.
It's not just me.
No.
Do you like it? I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say? I don't want to.
No, I mean,
it's more complex than I'm used to.
Maybe it's the chai tea. Because that's very.
Were we misreading this can? And it was
No.
chai?
It's the chai. I know the chai tea. Listen, I only drink English breakfast tea, and that's it. But I don't mess around with.
I bring you people.
But this masala chai, masala chai spices. That's what we're getting.
So my unschooled palate is getting
masala chai. I don't know. That's the chai tea is definitely
it's perfumey.
You get these weird spices. Yeah. They're mixed in with the beer and. Listen.
I'll tell you, after tasting it, try the nose now. I feel like it opens up a lot of it. Like, there's definitely, like, I'm getting all of that. I don't think I'm a fan of this. I really don't. I'm not sure.
It's a bit too perfumey for me.
Yeah,
it's a bit too.
Years ago, I had Persian ice cream, which tasted like. I'm sure it's shared similar, and to me, it was just too perfumey. And that's what I'm getting here. It's sort of like you've walked past somebody who's wearing too much perfume or cologne, and you're getting that aftertaste of walking through that. I will give it one thing. I'm not feeling the alcohol.
No.
15.6%, and it is smooth as hell.
No, they're smooth. There's no burn. Listen, if you can get past the aromatic, perfumey kind of, and it's not.
It's not bad.
It's not blast you in the face bad.
But it's clinging to the back of your tongue.
Yeah.
And hanging on for a while.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out and seek this out. It's not a bad. Listen, it's different, and this is the whole point of the channel is trying these new beers. Yeah,
it's I have to say, if you're a little more adventurous than I am, I think, and you're into that sort of aromatic. Think of it like, to me, this reminds me of sort of a lavender diffuser going off and me walking through the cloud a little bit too much.
Yes, exactly.
So this is definitely not my thing, but it doesn't mean it's not good.
If you're someone who likes a lot of candles in their house.
Yeah, this might be for you. Yeah. Which really doesn't seem to be like, it seems sort of out of place for Nightmare, because everything I've had by Nightmare has been like shockingly good. And this just doesn't hit for me. It's a little too perfumey. It's a little too aromatic. It's a little too much not like beer. You know? Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. You've
I'm glad I didn't drink this alone, though.
Overcomplicated.
Yeah, it's you know what? That's the best way of putting it. You nailed it. It's more complex than I guess I am comfortable with. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. I appreciate Kevin getting it for me, and I'm actually really glad to try it, because this has really tested the palate. Like, there's a lot to this.
I don't think I've tried another beer like this before.
No, I haven't either. And Nightmare has been very good for coming out with stuff that's just, different. And it is different, and I'm glad I tried it. Would I go and hunt this up? I would not. But if you're more of the type of person that, a lot of people I know who are into IPAs are very much into the aromatics or into the sort of like floral bouquet that it gives, and I'm just not. I guess I'm looking much more for, sort of that deep roastiness. This is sort of a trick to me. Like, I look at this and I'm expecting all of that, and there was like a sleight of hand here that I was not prepared for. It's interesting. I could talk about it all night, I think. The carbonation is right on point, too, because when it gets to the back of your tongue, that flavor bursts. It's just not a flavor profile I like. So, I don't know. What do you think, James? Are you glad to have tried it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I wouldn't even go so far as to say I don't like it. It's different.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe it's just not what I was expecting.
No, it's definitely unexpected, and yeah, it's someone's gonna try it and love it.
Someone's gonna love it.
But yeah, it's that odd. Again, I'm trying to find something to compare it to, but it's.
I may be too simple a man to figure it out.
Well,
you know what I mean,
like both of us.
But I mean, there's a certain sweetness to it. In fact, I have to say I enjoy smelling it much more than I enjoy drinking it. Like there's almost like a floral aroma to it, you know, like that sort of. I don't know if it's I don't know, lilac or there's something about it. It's very bright. It's very surprising. Like
it's too floral for me. Anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Subjectively, it's too floral. It's like it's almost like I'm drinking a potpourri.
Yeah, you know, that's a good way of putting it. It does. You know, I had tea in England once. You know, like high tea.
But it's not even tea. It's this weird chai tea.
But I remember trying.
I don't even know what masala chai tea is. Spices. Jaegery. I'm pronouncing it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't either. You know, it may be that we are just
India vineyard. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, a lot. It almost is distracting.
Masala chai spices, Jaegery tea aged on India vanilla.
I'm not getting the vanilla at all. I'm getting sweetness, but not vanilla.
There's too much going on here.
Yeah, I want to say lilac, lavender. There's a lot of floral in this. Listen, this is a great beer if you're looking for something to pour into like a 1 ounce glass and give to like a bunch of people and sit around and talk about it. But you know, like this is definitely a conversation piece. More than it is, I think, a drinkable beer. You know, like I'd rather talk about this than drink it.
The artwork on the can alone is, I think...
The artwork is stunning. It really is stunning.
Is it a point of discussion?
Yeah, I know everything about this beer. I guess, you know, from a standpoint of like the channel where I'm looking to talk about beer, this beer definitely inspires discussion. You know, but is it one that I'm going to sit down and drink over and over again? No, I don't think so.
It's not. You get some beers where they're dumpers.
Is this one?
No,
I don't think so.
I'll finish this beer.
Yeah, I think but I do think it requires a lot of conversation. I think it requires a lot of time to go through it, because the floral notes are really interesting, and the warmer it gets in the glass, the more the floral notes are coming out. I'm not enjoying it quite as much when I drink it. I like the nose on it a lot.
And every sip I take, I'm almost like thinking, am I liking this?
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. Sure. Like it may actually...
It's weird. There are spices.
Yeah, like almost a nutmeg.
There are spices going on in there, and they're kind of swirling around.
I swear there's nutmeg in this. Could be.
I mean, it's...
I do. I swear there's nutmeg. Our kids are upstairs having dessert, which is why it's quiet for a moment. So this is a really complex. I think that's the best way I can put it. This is complex as hell. So complex that I'm still not even sure what the name of it is. Again, it's Agam Kuam, I guess. I'll try to show it on the camera, but it's probably not going to come up because of the glare from the light. Excuse me. It's an interesting beer. It really is. It's a discussion piece. So if you can get your hands on Agam Kuam, I'd recommend getting 1 can. 1 can, split it amongst 4 or 5 people.
And if you like it,
and
go
chat.
For it.
Yeah. Because it really is a discussion piece. I mean, the can art alone is worth having the can on your shelf. Like, this is not a can that I'm throwing away. You know, like this is probably going up on the shelf. Do I like it? I just can't figure it out.
No.
I don't know if I like it or not.
If you're in a splash teas and you're in a stouts, go for it.
Yeah, this might be a nice mix for that.
This is what it is.
But is this a daily drinker? Definitely not. Like, you know, like I'm not cracking this open.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
But, you know, once again, Nightmare has proved itself to come out with a beer that is so interesting that we've been talking about it for almost 13 minutes. So, I mean, I have to give them compliments on that because it is such a small brewery and they come up with some interesting stuff. You weren't here for it when I did the review of it, but that other one they did, the Reaping, which was like I said, 22.5, that beer was smooth as hell and it was fantastic. Blackest, I've said it a bunch of times on a bunch of different videos. It's like looking into the abyss, it's so dark. So I mean, that had a lot to be talked about as well, but this one is super complex. And again, it's not one I'm going to dump out, but it's definitely one that is worth the conversation, I think. So, you know, so if you can get your hands on it, I would try it. We're probably going to sit back and talk about this for the next 20 minutes until we move to a new beer. Anyway, if you've had something by Nightmare Brewing, love to hear what you have to say. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe, throw some comments in there. Again, this is Nightmare Brewing's, and it is Agam Kuam, and this is 15.6% ABV. I'm still not getting the burn, and we're well into this can. So, you know, they do make a smooth beer. So if you get anything by Nightmare, I really recommend, if you see it, grab it. And we'll see you next time on End of the Day Beer Review. We're going to finish this up, probably chat a little bit more. Cheers.
Cheers.